Alright, welcome to class, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to draw in Google Docs. The first thing you're going to do is come up here where it says Insert. You're going to click Insert, click Drawing, click New. It's going to open this whole new box that says Drawing. These are your tools for drawing right here. You can add a photo, you can add some text, you can add a shape, and this says line, but it actually is almost more like a drawing tool, and I'll show you that later. So we're going to first just do by photo. So I'm going to click image. You could upload an image from your computer. You could take a picture from your computer. If you happen to know the website address of a picture, you could put that here. This is for if you have Google Pics or Google Drive. But today I'm just going to do search. So I'm going to search with the word horse. And it brings up all these pictures of horses. If I am interested in finding a picture of a pink horse, I could collect that pink box, and it's going to have all the different pink images. If I'm interested in finding a brown horse, I click there, and it helps me find all the brown pictures. If I know that I don't want a photograph, but I want something that's a little bit more cartoony, I can go to clip art, and that's going to help me find pictures that are a little more cartoony. So I'm going to go back to any type, and I'm going to click this one that's all the different possible colors. I really like this image. I think it's funny, so I'm going to hit select, and it is going to put it in my picture here. Now, this is a big picture. It has a lot of stuff going on in it. I really want us to just focus on the horse itself and kind of how weird the horse is. So one thing you can do is, it says crop image, but if you click that little arrow, it says mask image. So you can crop it, and that's going to bring up this little these black things around the image. And if you click on those, it's going to make the image. You can cut the image however you want. Now I want it to look different, so I'm going to hit this back key, which is undo. And I'm going to mask it. I'm going to find an arrow. I like this arrow. And you can see that it's showing you how it's going to mask. Where it's kind of lighter is going to get cut out, and where it's normal is going to stay. So I could choose this. I can move the picture within that mask and decide kind of what I want that mat to look like. I'm going to hit undo, 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 and I'm going to pick another mask thing, so I'm going to click on this. And because I want mainly just a horse, and it looks like I'm looking for something that'll help me just basically have this horse in here. And so I'm using the little black line here to kind of choose where that's going to look, where that's going to end up. And I'm going to make it like this. And it looks kind of like a letter D. You can see the light areas is where it's going to cut, and the normal areas where it's going to save. So I'm just going to hit enter, and now my picture is kind of cut out to look like a letter D. I want it to be a little smaller than this, so I'm going to take the blue corners and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to put it over here. And now I'm going to show you how to put a text box. So you're going to click text box. I'm going to put that text box right here. And I know what I'm doing here, so I'm going to put just the letter U. I want that letter U to be gigantic, so I'm going to make it 96. I don't think I can make it any bigger than that. Can I? Oh, I can. So I'm going to make it really big. I'm going to bold it. I am going to italicize it. I am going to make it a weird little font like that. And then if I kind of click over to the side and then click back on it, you're going to see that it has, so I click to the side and click back on it. This is back the select, and so I'm just going to move it over right near the horse because I'm going to do something. So with the text image, I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to undo, 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 undo. So this is how you do a text box. So you're going to make a little box where you want your text to go. I know what I'm doing, so I'm only going to put one letter there, but you could choose to write a whole paragraph and paragraphs if you wanted to. In this case, I'm just putting one letter because I have an idea in my head. So you can choose the font size like this, or you can actually just type it in. I could make this 600 font if I wanted to. Oh, no, this goes to 400. Sorry, 400 font, which is what I want. I'm going to italicize it. That's what that I stands for. I'm going to bold it, which is what the B stands for. I'm going to go over to font, and I'm going to choose a font, and I think I'm going to choose Pacifico. No, don't like it. I'm going to instead choose Amatic. And I want to be able to move this, so I need to actually unselect it. So I'm going to click outside of it, and then see how this little these arrows pop up? That means that I can then use it to move it. And I want it to be kind of right next to the horse. And there we go. That's how you add. That's how you add words to your image. So next thing we need to add is a shape. I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to choose the shape again. The same shape that I did for the horse. And I'm going to, right now it's this like weird blue. I don't like that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm looking at my horse picture and I want to use similar colors. So I'm going to go for this kind of green that kind of goes with the green that's in here. I'm going to outline it with this like yellow that kind of goes with the yellow that's in here. Actually, I'm going to add a custom color. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to customize that color. And I'm actually going to... You can just kind of pick a color in here to make it that kind of greenish brown that I want it to. And I also want that outline to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go over to this thing, which is how you align the border weight of your shape thicker. And I'm going to actually make it an 8 so you can actually see a little bit better. I'm going to redo the interior color and I'm going to make it like this brown to kind of go with that brown, but I actually don't like that. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click custom and you can see that brown's there. And what I really wanted, I just wanted that brown to be a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter. So by making it a little bit over to this white area here. And that's a little bit more what I wanted. But I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to put that shape back in the middle, but I'm going to do it like this. So it looks like I'm making kind of like a block letter. And now if I wanted to click a block letter, what I can do is I can change this into into white. And then the outline also into white. And so now it looks kind of like a block letter. Now I'm going to show you how to use these line tools. So there's a lot of different lines. Like you could just choose the line tool and that just creates straight lines. So I'm going to hit this undo key to undo what I just did. You can make arrows on here however you want, right? And again, you can choose to make like the tip of the arrow a different shape. You can choose to make the line more like a dash. You can choose to make it a really, really big. I made it way too big. Even that's really big for that one. So I'm going to choose this one to show you guys. So like I can make the line weight pretty big. I can choose to make this to be a little dotted. If I don't want any of that stuff, I can just use my arrow and like just highlight it and hit delete. So that's how you do arrows. You can do what's called an elbow connector, and that's this like thing that you can create lines that look like elbows, and you can make the shape really thick or the line very thick, and you can make it like kind of dashed and dotted. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, but I don't want that stuff, so I'm going to select down here. I'm going to delete it. Another thing you can do is this curved connector, which is a lot like the elbow, but instead it's doing it curved. You can these are the ones that I really want to show you is curved and polyline. So I'm going to skip those and go to Scribble. Scribble is where you can just kind of draw and then it makes a line. You can even kind of like make a shape but you can't fill that shape with any color. So it doesn't really help us unless you're just trying to draw with lines. Like you could do hatch marks and crosshatch with that kind of stuff. You could do, like you could do funny things with the horse's hair with this stuff. If you hit shift and you select things, it's going to select them all at the same time so that you can choose the color and the weight of those things on the image. But these are the ones I really want to show you. So polyline is if you want to create a really rigid shape. So if you just take your little cross thing, and everywhere you click is where the line stops. And then when you get back to the beginning and click it, it creates a shape. And just like with this shape, you can do the same thing. You can choose a different color that you want it to be. You can choose how thick the outline is. You can also choose that the outline is dotted instead. So that's what the polyline does. It creates really rigid shapes like this. I don't want that. I want the curve tool. And the cool thing about the curve tool, so you click, and it looks like it's going to be a line, but once you click again, then it starts curving depending on where you move your next I'm just having fun here, sorry. So where you move it again. So like if you just, and so it can almost like, you can almost start to draw with this if you're thinking about like the shape that you want this thing to be, right? And you can, again, you can fill it with a completely different color. And I want to show you guys right now gradients. You can go in here and you can customize your gradient. So you can make it a radial gradient. You can add what's called a stop. And when you do, you can actually make it a different color so that it can create this kind of like cool ombre effect depending on how much you want it to do that. You can, linear means it's more of like a line, radial means it's more like a circle. You could also choose that the radial is happening at the top left or the top right. You can do linear and it could be like a 45-degree angle, a 225-degree angle, depending on what you want this to look like. So let's just do that. And then another thing you can do is if you click on the shape, sorry, not click on the shape. So I'm going to delete that. If you use this little arrow key and you select it, you can rotate it. You can right click on it and you can actually edit the points. So if I wanted this to be a little bit shorter or a little bit more out here, I could do that. If I wanted it to be a little more pointy and out here, I could do that. It just, you can continue to edit the shape even after you're done with it, depending on what you want it to look like. So I'm giving you all these tools because you're going to end up doing this on your own and figuring out how to make this into a picture that you're proud of. No, I don't want that to happen. How do I do that? Why is my, there it goes. I'm just trying to fix this a little bit so I can do what I have in my head. So I'm going to click on that, I'm going to click on that, I'm going to move it over, because I have to click on both. If I just click on this thing, it's going to move. If I just click on this thing, it's going to move. So I have to click on this and then hit shift and then click on the thing in the center and then they move together. So I'm going to go back up and I'm going to get my curve tool and am going to create a bubble letter. And I'm going to fill it in with a gradient, my little custom gradient I created. I'm going to outline it with red so that the black does not stand out too much. I'm going to go back and collect the select tools, just kind of take it off that a little bit. And there we go. Now, I want to show you something, one last thing. So say I really did want this stuff to layer on top of each other, and I wanted it to kind of, I wanted this letter to be here, but I wanted it to be underneath the horse. What you can do is you can right click on it and you can click order. And if you say send it to back, it's going to end up behind the horse. If you order it and you bring it to front, it's going to be in front of the horse. So if I were to click this, I would actually order it and I would send it to back, it would be gone. And now it's not there anymore. So I have to send this to back. I have to unclick it, I have to click this, and I have to order it, and I have to send to back in order for it to work. So I'm going to undo some stuff to get it back to where I had it because I liked it like that. I'm just going to hit save and close, and it's going to end up in my document. You send that to me, and that'll be that. I really want you to just go in, experiment, see what you can do with it. I heard that some of you have touch screens, so it might actually be possible for you to draw on your screen with your finger in this, using this tool, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm doing it with my mouse, and I still have some control, so you guys should be really trying it with your mouse as well. That's how you draw in Google Docs. I want you to go in and experiment with it, see what you can do, and I'm excited to see what you do. Thank you. Have a good day.